Masters of Ceremony, Mr. Orane Wallace and Miss Tanisha Mattis, the Honorable Dr. Norman Dunn, MP, Minister of State in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Mr. Philip Armstrong, Chairman, Standards Council, Bureau of Standards, Jamaica. Other council members, Dr. Velton Gooden, Executive Director of the BSJ, Dr. Laurice Edwards Brown, Chief Executive Officer for the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that I did not come up here and said all protocols observed. I am at the Bureau of Standards and it is all about excellence today. You will notice also that I have left out one group. When I was in Trelawney as a child and you get your nice plate of food, the nicest part was the meat. I used to leave the meat for last. But by the time I said for health, strength, and daily food, the meat disappeared. So now you know I usually leave the meat for last, the best part of the meal. The persons who have left for last, those who have served and have served well. Today we are recognizing them. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for the Bureau of Standards awardees 2019 and 2020. It is said that the most important asset in an organization is not listed on the balance sheet. Ignore that asset and your business can operate at a loss. That asset is your human resource. Today, as we are gathered here, it is all about RISE, recognizing integrity, service, and excellence. If each one of us have that embedded in our DNA and it becomes a part of our culture, then this country shall rise from the ashes of crime, corruption, lack of respect for one another, and a place where everything is an or nothing. We have economic challenges, and if recognizing integrity, service, and excellence does not form the foundation of what we do in this country, then Jamaica shall not rise. If recognizing integrity, service, and excellence is not a part of every organization, be it public or private, then we shall not rise from the depth of hell that we have been in for too long now. In recognizing integrity, service, and excellence does not form the basis of our educational system, then education by itself will take us nowhere. The family is the basic social unit of the society. And if within the family structure we do not recognize integrity, service, and excellence as the basis of developing our families, then the family will become dysfunctional, and so will the society. We're talking about integrity in Jamaica. Integrity. The Director of Losses, Operations and Analytics at JPSCO, Rashid Anderson, said in 2018 that the Light and Power Company estimates that approximately 200,000 households and commercial entities are stealing electricity. This compared to the approximately 600,000 legitimate customers. So the 600,000 pay for the 200,000. I'm almost sure that figure is increasing by the day. If children grow up seeing mother thief, father thief, then picnic not just join the thief in line too. The same picnic, bright and pass 10 or 15 CXC subjects, get first degree with honors and second degree with distinction, and then becomes a judge, the prime minister, the governor general, or even a bishop of Jamaica. More than likely, thieving will still be in his DNA. What a country. What a life. We live in a country where a leader, yes, a leader in the private sector suggested that the most notorious criminal in this country could be used to promote the need to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Sometimes, I wonder if it is COVID-19 we should worry about. I must tell you this positive story which has changed me and how I think. It has given me some hope. An old lady called me one Sunday morning, very distressed about this matter of that notorious criminal, and she begged me to do something about it. She was horrified to believe that it would take a convicted murderer to convince the people of this country to take the COVID-19 vaccine. I told her that she needs to do something about it. And, she said to me, Mr. Derby, I am an old woman. I cannot do anything. I told the old lady that she needs to write me a letter sharing her thoughts about the matter, and I would share it with the powers that be. She said to me, Mr. Derby, you're going to put my name and make them come kill me. I said to myself that, this lady could not be worried about her life now, because when death knocks you, you cannot say that you are from wait a bit in Trelawney. So death, wait a bit. I told the lady to send me this letter and I would not add her name. Her letter along with my comments were posted on my Facebook page and also on my Back the Truth blog site. By Monday morning, she called me and said, Mr. Derby, my letter is all over the place. The Jamaica Observer carried the letter with my picture posted, and of course, they found the ugliest picture of me to post. Oh yes, I got calls from politicians, church leaders, and persons kept circulating that letter from that old lady. Oh yes, each one of us can make a difference, and good people must start to unite with good people for the good of this country to make a difference. That is a good way of recognizing integrity, service, and excellence. Let's ensure that those who do not recognize integrity, service, and excellence spend a very long time in Her Majesty's Hotel. Recognizing award is like you who have integrity, you who have given service, and you who have shown that excellence has been your hallmark. That is the way Jamaica shall rise. Too many of us put far too much emphasis on academic qualifications, money, power, and fame. All these shall pass away one day, because from the earth we came, and to the earth we shall return. Jamaica needs to rise, and we need to start with our youths. We put our youngsters through an educational system where many just memorize and regurgitate. You remember Big Boy? He would copy everything from somebody else's examination paper, and he would also copy the person's name. The Big Boy philosophy is still alive. Once upon a time, they used to read for their degrees at the University of the West Indies. But now, some just copy and paste. It would be great if they could copy and paste integrity. However, you cannot teach nor copy and paste integrity. You need to socialize our people so that they can become persons of integrity. Some of you might recall that I was the head of the Duke of Edinburgh's Award scheme in Jamaica, a program where youngsters learn to work as a team, give service, and participate in extracurricular activities. It is a character building program. I am not for one moment saying that we should go back to that program which is linked, to our colonial masters, but we need a character building and recognition program for young people in Jamaica. We give successful businessmen OJs and others ODs and CDs, but what national system do we have in place to recognize our young people, to encourage integrity, service, and excellence? We also need a formal system for recognizing our workers in the public sector who give exceptional service, and we should reward them accordingly. You never hear them say encouragement sweetens labor? Give them a title such as Gold Distinguished Worker. Put a little sweetness in them pocket, man. One should not have to be promoted to be a manager when you are not management material, simply because you perform well as a worker. We sometimes reward a good worker by promoting him or her to a management position. You end up removing that excellent worker from the workforce and making him or her into a dysfunctional member of the management team. In our country, we have many laws. There's one which I know you are all aware of, the Public Bodies Management and Accountability Act, and you also should be aware of the Financial Administration and Audit Act. We have the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission, but the man on the street will tell you that if you thief tuaki, you fool. Move off with $500 million and you are seen as a star. We should never forget that many wanted cash plus and they ended up being cash minus. We are still paying for that today, and the conceptualizers have gotten away free, as far as I know. Let me not go any further for fear of being too controversial, and I don't want to make controversy kill the message. But I will say, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. I must thank you for inviting me to share my thoughts with you. When I was called, I was asked to send something about myself, and I really did not know what to say. I do not walk around with titles and honors. I am not perfect, and I have made many mistakes. And one such mistake is sometimes I forget that I have to take care of myself. I like to believe, though, that you have invited me because you wanted someone to say it as it is. Someone who has served and looked for no returns. Someone who enjoys serving, and someone who would like to see this place a better place. The president of the Council of Churches, Reverend Newton Dixon, told me, workers contribute some 70 billion directly from their earnings and then turn around and pay GCT, gas tax, transfer tax, and a multitude of others. You are 1.2 million strong, which means you help to support and provide for the other 1.7 million of our people who do not or cannot work. You are our nation's most valuable asset, yet you are still underpaid and overworked. It is noteworthy that you have survived, but it is no surprise because of your indomitable, never say die, putting up resistance, turn your hand, make fashion spirit. You prevail with the strength of the Almighty One and the resilience and strength which you've garnered from the trials and triumphs of your ancestors. So says the president of the Council of Churches, Reverend Newton Dixon. Mr. Cavan Gale, the president of the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, said to me, "We must always recognize the working class for their contribution to the building of this country. They have worked with class." Dr. Loy C.A. Walters, President, Human Resource Management Association of Jamaica, in her message to me says, "Recognizing employees and workers in the workplace for their service excellence builds the foundational principles of integrity and trust. Trust and honesty are the fabrics from which relationships of integrity in the workforce are designed. RISE, that is recognition, integrity, service, and excellence, is how we begin the process of repairing the damage done to our work ethic and raise the low trust embedded in our culture and society. I say I challenge the Bureau of Standards to continue to do its work. I know that money is tight, but organizations like the Bureau of Standards Jamaica must get the needed funds to serve this nation properly. I know that you have worked on the National Building Code, and as far as I know, it has not been incorporated into laws yet. That's the one that the changes that have been made recently. We are still waiting on that. I do hope that the various parish councils and other organizations are working with you so that you can carry out the required tests to ensure that our buildings are properly built. I love you to play a greater role in determining the standards for road construction and road maintenance. Too often, potholes that are fixed seem to last just for the next rainy season. I would love you to review the packaging and labeling of goods in this country. Many things are not packaged securely, and persons can therefore put foreign materials into these products. Products such as flour, if not packed properly, can be contaminated. Proper labeling is required so that we can know what we are eating. We also need to encourage the state to stop importing electrical appliances which uses 60 cycles instead of 50 cycle electrical power as provided by the JPS. In closing, I must say it has been great to be here. It is great to be the company of persons who have helped to ensure that standards are maintained. There are other standards which are falling dramatically in this country, but I don't think that your mandate covers those things. Things like common courtesies. Good morning. Excuse me, please. Thanks. Words which seemed to have disappeared from our vocabulary. Today, especially to those of you who have served, I know it is a rough road and a mighty long way to go. Those who are retiring will realize that this society has lost respect for those who have served, but this society belongs to you as much as it belongs to the younger generation. You must continue to make your voices be heard. I do hope that one of these days that retirement will become an option for the retiree and the employer. The days of denying our elderly a job is a form of discrimination. Politicians do not retire, so why should the rest of us? To all of us, never give up. I am an expert at not giving up. I once faced the gun and I never gave up. I feigned a heart attack and I lived to tell the tale. I faced death about 2 years ago and I never gave up. They've tried to push me out of a job many times in the past. I never gave up. Those who have tried to push me out have ended up pushing themselves out of a job. I am still not giving up. And why? should you. Only when the good Lord is ready for you, then and only then you have to give up that last breath. Before I leave you, I must tell you the story of two frogs. Two frogs fell into a deep bowl. One was an optimistic soul, but the other took the gloomy view. We shall drown, he cried adieu. So with a last despairing cry, he flung up his legs and said goodbye. The other frog quoted with a merry grin. I can't get out, but I won't give in. I'll just swim around till my strength is spent, and I'll die the more content. Bravely swam till it would seem his struggles began to churn the cream. On top of the butter at last he stopped, and out of the bowl he gaily hopped. What is the moral? This easily found. If you can't hop out, keep swimming around. Let's continue to live in hope, hope backed by faith and faith supported by action. We will never give up. Jamaica is too much a beautiful place for us to give up on. Yes, Jamaica, 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 land we love. Thank you for inviting me. I love you all. Walk good, my friend.